Welcome to part 2 of the marketing plan for the City of Morrow. The next 3 slides are supported by Appendix F, as we discuss the formation of the development of the Morrow Convention Center Authority. Morrow has 3 potential leasable meeting spaces that, if consolidated under an authority, would realize administrative and marketing cost savings, as well as synergies and bookings by the sales team. The first is an expanded Morrow Center that can support full-scale conferences and expos. This process is discussed in the next 2 slides. The second is a revitalized Old Town Morrow that would serve as an outdoor event and entertainment venue, as well as outdoor exhibit spaces for very large events being held at the convention center. For the purpose of time, we will allow the appendix to outline the recommendations for the conversion of Old Town Morrow. Finally, we recommend repositioning the Morrow Tourism Center as a history center that may also serve as an event space. This would reinforce Morrow as a city of significance and would also better align with the theme of Old Town Morrow as well as the Georgia State Archives. We have included recommendations in the appendix on how to affordably enhance the center to attract more social events such as reunions, anniversaries, and company retreats. Furthermore, the Morrow History Center would be located across the street from the majority of the hotels which lack conference space, which would then lend itself to encourage increased hotel bookings from social events, while at the same time freeing up space at the Morrow Convention Center for larger conferences. The next 2 slides focus on the conversion of the Morrow Center to a full-scale convention center. We start with an overview of the possible events the center would be able to attract. In black, we have listed events that are already taking place in Metro Atlanta that could consider relocating to the Morrow Convention Center. The events listed in green are new events that we think would pair perfectly with the spirit and strategic location of Morrow. Next, we discuss the qualities that would make the convention center successful. As seen from the diagrams, the Morrow Convention Center would use the entire footprint of the old Macy's department store, instead of the current 17% it occupies. It would boast over 137,000 gross square feet of expo halls and have a sizable registration hall in addition to the existing ballroom and meeting rooms. Flexible design would allow for additional optional meeting rooms through the use of air walls. Cost savings in the remodel would manifest from existing elevators, escalators, loading docks, and the proximity to the existing mall's food court. These are all traditionally very large ticket items when building a convention center. Leading the list of selling points for the center would be its proximity to the airport and free parking. The next 4 slides correspond to a redevelopment plan we call the Morrow Mile. Once again, for brevity, we will only touch on the highlights of the Morrow Mile and leave the greater details for Appendix G. So what exactly is the Morrow Mile? Well, simply put, it's the term we have given to the 1.5-mile stretch of State Road 54 between the 2 proposed MARTA stations. We propose supporting transit-oriented developments, or TODs, which are highlighted here in yellow and centered around the 2 stations. By marketing the stretch of State Road 54 as the Morrow Mile, it signals to private business the importance Morrow has placed on this corridor for redevelopment, with the goal of private industry developing the spaces between the 2 TODs. The diagram also plots the existing attractions and hotels that cluster close to the proposed TODs. Let's first take a look at the South TOD. The South TOD is centered around South Lake Mall in the expanded convention center. The parking lots and available out parcels have been designated for TOD developments, supporting mixed-use developments which offer a live, work, play environment with easy commuting options to job centers. These types of communities are highly sought after by working millennials, students, as well as empty nesting baby boomers looking for greater social interaction. TODs 1 and 2, as illustrated here, comprise a proposed entertainment center which would be anchored by the Thunder Tower West and Old Town Morrow, which we have termed the Hub. Strategically located along the interstate, it would be a transportation-themed entertainment district and provide unique creekside dining and entertainment options. We feel this would be a huge attraction for Morrow and have created Appendix H to further explain the concept. Now let's take a look at the North Todd. It would bridge the residential communities west of State Road 54 with the campus of Clayton State, which also houses the Georgia State Archives and Spivey Concert Hall. It would most likely support more office space than the South Todd, but still offer that live, work, play option for those wishing to live close to campus. The Morrow Mile also strives to connect the two Todds and the communities throughout Morrow. By expanding the use of the path network, as illustrated by the orange lines, we can employ two greatly underutilized pieces of infrastructure. The path tunnel under State Road 54 would be able to link both sides of the North Todd. Furthermore, Lee Street and its bridge over Interstate 75 currently has a huge third-lane median. By simply shifting vehicular traffic to one side, the remaining right-of-way can be preserved or reserved for non-vehicular traffic and enhance the walkability as well as the bikeability of the Morrow Mile. By working closely with MARTA, the stations could successfully act as pedestrian bridges over the train corridor as well as over State Road 54 within the South Todd. Of course, a DMO can alone not be successful. Throughout all of our appendixes, we have made references to a number of strategical alliances. This slide serves as a quick reference to the numerous relationships we have recommended which would be very important to the DMO. They include other governmental agencies and not-for-profits, as well as collaborative efforts with organizations which could provide feasibility studies, and with agencies that have direct influence over the future infrastructure of Morrow. So what's on the long-term horizon for Morrow? Well, if the intermediate goal of the DMO is to carefully study and develop the long-term plans for the city, then the long-term plan is simply the realization of the Morrow Mile Todds and the Hub Entertainment District. Also, the DMO would need to continuously maintain and search out new strategic relationships in order to keep Morrow cutting edge. Finally, we want to address some financials. Based on our recommendations, we have created a suggested pro forma statement which is thoroughly discussed in Appendix I. It is our goal that this will serve as a tool in selecting the city's next DMO. We thank you for your time today, and please do not hesitate contacting us for further clarification or for feedback.